A lot of you know a lot of my story. 4.5 years ago, I was diagnosed with inflammatory breast cancer, which is known to be a very aggressive breast cancer. A lot of people don't know a lot about it. I didn't know a lot about it when I was diagnosed. I hadn't heard of it, actually, but I learned quickly. It was a really hard diagnosis to hear. And when one is diagnosed with cancer, there's all kinds of staging processes and tests and scans that they go through. One of the ones that I went through that I remember particularly was the MRI. Now, they give you an MRI to figure out the exact dimensions and location of any cancerous cells or sheets or tumors. And I didn't know a lot about MRIs, only what I had seen on shows like House or some of those medical shows. A white machine, you're in there for a couple of minutes, it's all quiet and nice, they come out and they have some epiphany. Well, okay, I knew it wasn't going to be exactly like that, but I didn't really know what was coming. Now, I am a little bit claustrophobic, so I remember going in for my MRI, and the love of my life went with me, my faithful husband, and I was terrified. I'm a little bit claustrophobic. I knew I was going to be in a white donut. I didn't know a whole lot else about it. So I walk in, I tell the nurse I'm scared. Tears are streaming down my face. She helps me into the machine face down because there's this little box you got to get a certain part of you into to... Okay, I'm getting too much information. Anyway, it was not a terribly comfortable position. And then they give me ear protectors. I get scooted into the machine, the nurse leaves. And there I am, by myself, ear protectors on, face down, parts of me hanging in a little box for a perfect picture. Terrified, half high on Xanax, tears streaming down my face. And then the noise starts. If you've ever had an MRI, it's not a gentle noise. It's a loud, industrial type sound, and it's jarring. I just wanted it to be over. Please, God, help me through this, please, God, help me through this, get me through this. I wanted it to be over so bad. Through my tears, through the fear, a song started in my head. And I started paying attention to the song, and I started singing it. I don't know if I was singing it out loud. I know I was singing it in my brain. I'm pretty sure my lips were moving. There might have been sound coming out, but there was so much sound from the machine. But what started in my head was, blessed be your name, the road marked with suffering, though there's pain in the offering, blessed be your name. Every blessing you pour out. Well, you know the song. And that song just resonated, and I was singing it over and over and over again. I don't know how long the MRI lasted. I'm thinking it's about 20-25 minutes. I don't really know. Pretty soon, the nurse comes in. I back up out of the machine on their little automatic tray, and I get up, and the nurse tells me that they got exactly the picture they needed, and it was a very clear image, and it was great, and oh, I did so good. I'm wiping the tears from my face. I had just really experienced the fact that even though I was facing incredible drama and trauma, that God was with me and that He is faithful. I was just reminded that He is so faithful and that He was not going to let me walk this journey alone. It's interesting because so many times in the past 4 years as I've walked this journey, I've had people come up to me and say, "Oh, that's just wonderful that you're in church every Sunday. You're not feeling good, but you're in church and you're singing and you're praising." And my response to that in my heart is always, I can't bear to be anywhere else. What I've seen in this journey is that God will not necessarily take the drama away, but He will walk through it with me. He is faithful. He perseveres in His love for me. What that means for me is that I need to persevere in my hope and my trust in Him. And most definitely, I need to persevere in my praise of Him. I don't know what the future brings. I don't know if this journey is done. I hope it is, but I don't know. But what I do know is that God is faithful. And I will continue to praise Him every step of this journey.